Dear students, I welcome you all to this practical session on Open Office Base, where we will be discussing how to create a table, how to enter records, and how to design SQL queries. This practical session is very important, keeping in mind your final examination, because there will be a question on database and some theoretical question on databases will be there, and one practical question will be there on database where you will be given a structure of a table and you have to identify the type of the fields, and you will also have to write some SQL queries. So this session will be very interesting and very important for you. So keep your attention on this, on each and every word that I will be making you aware of. So let's start. So you can see this is the Open Office 4, and here are the options that you are having, and we will be concerned with this option, that is Open Office Base, where we will be creating a database. I think you have gone through all the theoretical parts, and in the theoretical session I have told you that the highest unit is database. Inside it you have different tables, and inside a particular table you are having fields. Okay, that becomes the columns, and the records, that becomes the rows. Okay, so let's start the creation of database. So when we click on this option, this database, we are presented with this database wizard where we can create a new database or we can work on some existing database. So let us create a new database for now, and here we will register it and we will open the database for editing. So now we will be presented with a dialog box to save our database, and we will provide it a name. Okay, so this is, let us save this with a name called student. Now the database is saved and we are presented with this screen. Here you can see the name of the database here, student.odb. This extension you must remember, I have already told you, and this is the name of the database that we are using, OpenOffice Base. Now there are 4 components of a database: tables, queries, forms, and reports. You know about it. Tables are the backbone of our database where we store the data. Queries are the place where we ask some question and we get the result. Forms are used to design the front end, so through which we can either get the information from the user or the user can modify the values that are there in the tables. And in the reports we get the information that we have already saved, and according to those reports we decide the future approach. Okay, so now we will be designing a table in a design view, or you can use a wizard view. Better is to have a design view. Okay, so let's start. So this is the screen here. Now here you will have to specify the field name, and here the type, and here you will type the description. Suppose we are working with the table called admission. So you know there must be, or you should use a primary key for each table. You know primary key, it is a column that identifies the records. It should be unique and it should not be left blank. So in our school we have admission number as the primary key, which is unique for every student, and it is not same for 2 students. Okay, every student has different admission number. So we will be having this ADM_NO. This is the field name. Okay, you can have your own. Here you have the field type. It automatically detects it as text, but you are having these many data types you can choose from. That all these data types have been discussed in the theoretical part. So starting from tiny integer, you can have any of these. Okay, so admission number. So how you choose between a number and a text? In text we have mostly two. This is text varchar, okay, and this is text fix. If you want to have a fixed length characters, then it will be text fix, otherwise it will be text and in bracket varchar. So how to select text and number? So how to decide? So if you want to have some operations on a particular field, suppose percentage, fees, okay, so these are the fields that should be in the form of numbers. Why? Because you will sometimes you will be increasing them, other times you might be decreasing them, or you will be changing them. Okay, but the values that will remain constant should be taken as text. Okay, this is a basic rule. So the values in which you will be incrementing or decrementing, those values should be taken as numbers or decimal like these, but the other value should be taken as text. So admission number will not be going to change in the future. You will not be incrementing it or updating it. Okay, so it will be text varchar. Okay, you must remember these data types because they will be asked in the final examination also. You will be presented with a field name and you will have to identify the field type. Here you can type the description. Admission number of the student. Okay, so this is one example. Then you can have the name of the student. You have two approaches. Either you can store the first name, middle name, last name in separate columns, or you can have a simple column called name. It will also be a text. The length will vary. Here you can also see the properties of the fields. Entry required, yes, no, you have two options. This is the length, and you can also specify the default value. Okay, entry required means do you want to have this value for all the records or the user can skip entering it. Okay, ये वैल्यू आपको ज़रूरत होगी या इसके बिना भी आप रिकॉर्ड एंटर कर सकते हैं. तो अगर आपको चाहिए कि बिना स्टूडेंट का नाम लिखे कोई भी रिकॉर्ड एंटर ना हो, सो यू कैन click it as yes. Okay, so you can have mark it as yes. Here you can specify the description, name of the student. Clear? So here I have named these columns for you, these 5 columns that we are going to make in our table. Okay, so these 3, admission number, name, class, are text type. Then I have made a column name, the field name called percentage, which will be in decimal. So when you click on percentage, as the type is decimal, you can see here the total length of the field including the decimal part is 10. So you cannot have more than 10 digits including the point, the fractional part, and you will be having at most 2 places of decimal that are permitted. You can change it according to your will. And I have also taken a date of birth field which is having the type of date. Okay, here you can have the different format for dates as per your requirement. Okay, so these are the different formats that whichever you want you can have it. Okay, so this is how we design a table. Okay, the most important thing here is you should remember the field type. The most used one are the ones that we have used. Okay, others that we can use, this is integer. If the value is not having a fractional part, you can name it integer. Okay, the others that we have used are date, then text, okay, varchar. So you can also have time, and you can also have date oblique time, that is a timestamp. Suppose you want to have to store the time when the user logged in or logged out, you will have this as timestamp. Okay. So this will be a question in your examination also, where you will be asked to fill or to select the field type. You will be given the field name, and according to its general nature, you can decide the type. Suppose percentage, you should not give it as text because it is not text. Okay, it is a numerical value and it should be in decimals. It will be have fractional part, so you must specify it as decimal. Okay, don't specify it as integer. Roll number is there, you can make it as integer because it will not be having any fractional portion. Okay, so you must take care of these points. Suppose let's have a row here and let us make it roll number. Okay, and now we will be having type of integer. Okay, the length is 10 and we will write here roll number of student. Okay, now you know about a key that we call primary key here. So what is a primary key? It is a field that uniquely identifies the records. So here we are having this one, admission number, as the primary key. Okay, let us now save this table and we name it admission. Okay, and after naming it, let us press OK key. Here you can see it is telling that this table is not having a primary key. Okay, and primary key is required for data record identification. Okay, so you want a primary key to be created now. You can have yes or no. According to it, it will go forward. Suppose you select no. Okay, then it will save it. But if you want to have a primary key, what you can do is you can just right click on it and you can select this primary key. Okay, now the icon changes. Now this is not asking for required or not. Okay, entry required, because primary key is must. You cannot skip a field, primary key field. Okay, there must be a value in it and it should not be left blank. Now again you save it. Now our table is saved and we have designed it, design view. Okay, this view is better if you are aware about the type of field. Okay, as you have gone through all the theoretical lessons on this database, so you must be aware about all the data types that we have discussed. Okay, so this is how we design a table. Let us close it, and now we can see this table admission here. So you can right click on it and you can do these options. You can open it, you can design a form, you can design a report. Okay, and we just, when we double click it, it will be opened here. You can see this. Okay, this is data view because we are not having any data, so it is showing it blank. Now this table has been made and we will, when we double click it, and we are presented with this data entry screen. Here you can add the record and you can add as many records as you want and just press Ctrl S to save, or this icon. Okay, let us try one record. As soon as you type the first record, the new line is also active. Let us have some name. Suppose class 10th, roll number 1, percentage 78, and date of birth, let us give it like this. Okay, so this is how we enter the data. So let me enter some data for you and then we will move forward. Okay, so now I have entered these 4 records and you can see that these records are entered, and now we can close this table here, and if we double click it again we will see the records that we have entered. Okay, one thing you must know that whenever you are creating a table in design view, you must create a primary key there only. If you are not creating it, it will not be allowed in this data entry mode. Okay, now we have a different type of key that we call foreign key. So the concept of foreign key comes when we are talking about more than one table. Suppose here we are just having one admission table. Suppose we add a new table called examination, where we have the details of the marks of the students like this, and we have some other table called CCA, where we are entering the details of co-curricular activities related to that student. So if you want to connect this admission table with that exam table, then we require a common column, a common field. Okay, so then the concept of foreign key comes into place. So what is a foreign key? A foreign key is a non-key attribute in this current table which was primary key in another table. तो जब हम दो टेबल को कनेक्ट करते हैं, सपोज ए और बी, तो बी टेबल का वो फील्ड या वो कॉलम जो टेबल ए में प्राइमरी की रह चुका है, इस बी के लिए वो फॉरेन की कहलाएगा. क्यों? क्योंकि वही एक फील्ड है जिसके मदद से हम ए और बी को आपस में कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे. ओके, सो दिस इज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ फॉरेन की. सो till now we have discussed how to design a table in design view with the knowledge of data types, which is very important. Okay, now we will be coming to the main topic, that is designing queries. Okay, now this is the second portion here in database queries. Now the main thing that we will be dealing about is SQL in SQL view. So for this you must have the knowledge how many tables have you created and the columns of the table. Please note and please listen carefully. Whenever you are given a table and you have to design a query, you must know the table name and the name of the columns in it and their type also. Okay, so these are the column names. Okay, ADM underscore NO, name, class, role, percentage, DOB, and these are the data types. Okay, if you are having this knowledge, then only you can design a perfect query. Clear? So let's start. This is the SQL query view. So the first statement is select. So whenever you want to print something, you have to select it. So you write select. This is the keyword. Okay, so whenever you want to print something, okay, when you are printing something, then you will use this select command. Then you have two options. If you write select star, okay, so this will print all the columns from the table. Okay, so let us try this query. Then after select, you have from keyword, which means the name of the table from where you want to get or fetch the data. And the table name here is admission. Okay, and let's suppose we put a semicolon. Okay, then we run this SQL command. So when we run this command using this run query or F5 button, shortcut key is F5, then this is the result we get. And you see here we are getting all the records. Why? Because we have select star. But if we do not want all the records, then we can name the columns that we want. Suppose we want just name. Okay, then we will run this query. We will get only the names. Okay, it is okay. So this is how we get the data. Suppose we want two records, name and roll number. Then we get name and roll number. Okay, so now you can understand the basic statement of this select query. Select, if you write star, it will give all the records, all the columns. Otherwise, it will give just the columns that you are mentioning. That's why you must remember the name of the columns and the name of the table. So this is the basic select query. Whenever you want to print something from the tables, you must use select command. So select, then you have two options. Either you put star to get all the records, to get all the columns. Otherwise, you give the name of the column. Suppose you want DOB also, you can write this and then you can run the query. We have now 3 columns. Okay, and the shortcut, if you want to get all the columns, that is star. You run the query and you get all the columns mentioned. Clear? Now, after discussing the select command, we will discuss some other variants. Now we want to sort this data in ascending order of the names. So we will be using this order by clause, order by name. Now you will see these data, all this data will be sorted according to the name. Here you can see that Ashish, Kajal, Mohan, Mohit. See, and suppose we want to sort it in descending order, then we will write DESC. So first you note it, the select command here. Why? Because we want to view the data, that's why select command. But we want to see in a particular order, that's why we have a new clause, that is order by. And after order by, you must mention the name of the column. You can have 3 columns, 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay. And if you want to have the data in descending order, you will write DESC after it. Okay. The color you can see it is in blue. So then if you run it, it will be sorted in descending order. Okay. So this is one thing. So in the beginning we discussed the basic structure of select command. What is the basic structure? Select space column names, or you can put star, then from, then the name of the table. Suppose if you are writing in your final exam, you can write like this also, in a single line only. This is also valid. Okay, this will also give the same result. Okay, so you can write it in a single line also. So select column name, from table name, order by, if you want to sort it, otherwise you do not require it. The name of the column, ASC or DESC. ASC is the keyword for ascending, and run it. This is for ascending, and DESC for descending. Got it? So this is how we run select command. Now, additional clause. Suppose you want to print the details of the student. Here one very important word is details. If you have this word in your query, then you must use star. Okay, select to print the details means everything. So whenever you have to print everything, that means star. So select star. But you want to print the details of those students that are scoring more than 50% or 60%. Okay, so here you have a criteria. So whenever you have a criteria, you require a where clause. So This select star from admission will give you all the records, but you do not want all the records. You want all the records where the percentage is greater than 60. So you will write where, and now you will select the column on which the condition should be applied. So which is the column? Here, this is the column percentage. Okay, so you must remember the name of the column. So where percentage is greater than and the value 60. Okay, if we run it, we will get only 2 records. Let us see. Here you can see only the records where the percentage is greater than 60 has been printed. Okay, so this is the use of where clause. So when you do not want to see all the records, you want to see some specific records, okay, or you have a condition to be fulfilled, then you will apply where clause, otherwise it is not required. Okay, so let us have 3 conditions. The first scenario is to print the details of all the students. What will be the query? Select star from admission. And another query is select star from admission where percentage is greater than 60. And what is the third scenario? Here also, if you want to see it in ascending or descending order of roll number, you can have this order by roll, suppose DESC. So this will be reversed. Okay, here the thing to be noted is that this order by clause will always be at the end of the query. Clear? So this is how we run a select clause. Okay, so whenever you want to make a query, what are the starting things? First, you must have the name of the table. You must have the name of the columns. Okay, because you will require it here. The name of the columns will be here after select. The name of the table will be after from, and then some columns will be required after this where clause and order by clause. Okay, so the clause are mentioned here are in blue: select, from, where, order by, DESC. These are the keywords. Okay, so now you are aware how to write a select query. One important thing in the tables is the size of the data type. This is the field name, admission number. Here you can see the maximum length. Okay, so whenever you are making a character type, this is the length. Okay, if you are making it a roll number, then there is the length. Okay, so the length is very much required. But if it is a decimal field, then there are 2 fields to be set. One is total length, another is decimal values. Okay, so this 10 is including this 2. Okay, so there will be at the most 10 digits where 2 digits will be after decimal. Okay, and in date you have a format. Okay, so whenever you are dealing with a table structure, you must specify the size of that data type. According to your requirement, you can specify it. Okay, now coming on to this select query again, if you want to have some modifications, that means you want to apply some arithmetic operation like addition, subtraction, you can do it. How you can do it? Let us see. Suppose you want to see the percentage increased by 10 for each student. Okay, please remember, whenever you want to see, then it means select. Okay, if you want to change it, then there is another command called update command. Okay, you must remember the difference that we talked about in the theoretical session. So you are here just wanting to see the increased percentage by suppose 5. Okay, so what you will write? You will write select percentage plus 5. from admission. And suppose you want to have the name of the student as well, then you will write like this. Okay, then you run this query. Okay, so we have corrected the name of this table, it was capital A. Then you can see that the percentage has been increased by 5 for each of the students. Okay, so suppose you can have a table for employees where there are 3 parts of a salary: basic salary, dearness allowance, HRA, and you want to have a total salary with the addition of those 3 fields. So what you will write? You will write select name, comma, basic plus DA plus HRA from admission, from employees. So what it will do is, it will add all these 3 columns. Suppose let us take another example where we have the number of items bought from a shop and the per unit price of the item. So how you will calculate the total price? You will calculate it by items into price. So what will be the query? Select name, comma, items into price from, suppose the table name is goods. So with this we can calculate the total cost. So the main idea of telling you about this query is that we can have any arithmetic operation here also. We can also have -5 into 2, or we can have any other operations that you require. Okay, so this is how you perform some arithmetic operations. But please note, these operations are not reflected in the actual database. The actual database is not changed yet. Okay, it is just a view that is being generated. If you want to see the actual table, you can just see that the highest percentage will not be 98, it will be 93. ओके, तो अभी तक हमने कौन कौन सी क्वेरीज देखी? अभी हमने देखा सबसे पहले सेलेक्ट क्वेरी, जिसमें हमें कोई भी चीज़ व्यू करनी होती है, कोई भी चीज़ देखनी हो तो वी विल बी यूजिंग दिस सेलेक्ट कमांड. ओके, और उसके बाद कॉलम नेम, फिर फ्रॉम, फिर टेबल का नाम, और उसके बाद हमारे पास ऑप्शंस आते हैं. क्या ऑप्शंस हैं? अगर हमें कोई कंडीशन लगानी है, हमें सारे रिकॉर्ड नहीं देखने, कोई स्पेशल रिकॉर्ड देखने हैं जो एक पर्टिकुलर कंडीशन को मैच करते हो, देन वी विल अप्लाई वेयर क्लॉज. क्या क्या लिखेंगे? वेयर, जैसे यहाँ पे हमने लिखा है वेयर, फिर हम एक कंडीशन बताएंगे और वो कंडीशन हमेशा कॉलम पे होगी. ओके, तो हम लिख सकते हैं जिसकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ 12/10/2010 से बड़ी हो. सो दिस इज वेयर. तो वेयर क्लॉज तो लगता ही लगता है, लेकिन साथ में उसके बाद आता है किस कॉलम के ऊपर आपने वो कंडीशन लगानी है, फिर एक कोई ऑपरेटर, लेस देन, ग्रेटर देन, इक्वल टू, लेस देन, इक्वल टू, जो भी आपको लगाना है वो, और उसके बाद किस वैल्यू से आप चेक करना चाह रहे हैं वो. ठीक है, तो ये आप चला सकते हैं. So whenever you are working with date field, you must remember that the date format should be in this: 4 digits of year, then hyphen, then month, then date. Okay, and it should be enclosed in single quotes. So all the values except the numerics like class and roll number, roll number and percentage, it should be in single quotes. Okay, and the format of date is this. Okay, so this was all about the select clause. Now very important clause in your syllabus is update clause. Okay, so what is the difference? Whenever you run the select query, it will not change the actual value in the table. But if you want to change the actual values, then you will run the update query. Okay, so what is the format of update query? Update, then the name of the table. Then you write a keyword called set. Then here you will write the name of the column you want to change. Set percentage. Suppose you want to change the percentage of Ashish, then you will add set percentage equal to which value you want to set. You can write. Suppose you want to set it to 80. If you write this query and run it, because you do not have specified a where clause, the percentage of all the students will be made 80. Okay, why? This thing we have discussed in theoretical class, because you do not have specified a condition. आपने कोई भी condition नहीं दी है, इसलिए ये जो command है ये सब रिकॉर्ड्स के लिए लग जाएगी और 4 के 4 स्टूडेंट्स जो अभी तक आपके पास हैं उन सब के परसेंटेज 80 सेट हो जाएगी. लेकिन आप ऐसा नहीं चाहते हैं, आप केवल एक बच्चे की परसेंटेज चेंज करना चाहते हैं, तो उसके लिए आपको लगाना पड़ेगा वेयर क्लॉज. वेयर नेम इज इक्वल टू Ashish. Okay, so this is the update query. Update admission, set percentage is equal to 80 where name is equal to Ashish in single quotes. I have already told you that all the values except the numbers should be in single quote. So you have to run this query and then it will update. Okay, so the syntax of update is update the name of the table, then set name of the column equal to new value you want to have, and if you want to have it for all the rows, then just apply a semicolon here, or if you want to have it for some specific rows, then you should apply where clause. Okay, and if you want to see its result, you can just have this general query. What is the general query? To see all the records, select star from the name of the table. This is the general query. So in this session we have learned how to create a table, how to enter the data, and how to run queries. Here you must note that in this SQL view you can only have the result of select queries. Okay, you cannot have the result of update queries. So for it you can go to this tools and then SQL, then you can write your other queries here. Okay, so the basic motive of this session was to have the practical idea of SQL commands and base, OpenOffice base, because it will be there in your final examination. So what should remember? You must remember that whenever you are writing a query, the first thing is the name of the table and the names of the columns. Okay, then you must remember that data types that are allowed in OpenOffice base. Okay, and what will be the size as per your requirement. So keeping in mind all these things, you can write any of the query. So you can design your own table and you can try different queries to practice. Okay, so the more you practice, the more sharpen you can sharpen your database skills. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this practical session, and I sincerely hope that this will be very useful for you and you will get good marks in your final examination. Okay, thank you very much.